Murder is the verdict.
That they gave me.
Now, good morning, 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning from the special one to the sack one. But is José Mourinho's exit at Chelsea down to him losing the dressing room? Not according to the club's technical director, Michael Emenalo, speaking to Chelsea TV.
They did it in style, and they did it by showing commitment and by sweating tears and blood for the club when needed. They played to instruction. They adhered to everything that the manager asked them to do.
Yeah, all right, Michael. The former interim boss, Gus Hiddink, is the favourite to step in until the end of the season. A good move according to the club's former midfielder and assistant manager, Bolo Zenden.
They did it in style, and they did it by showing commitment and by sweating tears and blood for the club when needed. They played to instruction. They adhered to everything that the manager asked them to do.
That Michael's a parrot. None other than Gus Hiddink's former number 2 at Chelsea. Ray Wilkins is my co-host this morning as we bring you all the best reaction to the Stamford Bridge soap opera and more. Morning and welcome to Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast and talkSPORT with Ford.
Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
6 after 6, well, nothing surprising in football, does it?
Nothing at all, Alan. No, I'm saddened by the news. I've got to say, I love Jose. I think he's done a fantastic job for Chelsea, and he'll go elsewhere and do a wonderful job for someone else.
It'd be interesting to see how they perform this weekend, eh?
I would be very sad and a little bit upset if they really start turning it on now.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that poor little soldier, Hazard, gets off his deathbed and makes it this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how I was unfortunately, I was at a funeral the other day and Jose was there. And he looked sad. He had sad eyes the other day, and he looked as if he knew the writing was on the wall. Lots of Chelsea supporters that will be slightly upset about this situation.
Who's made the decision, Ray?
It will come from the top, Alan. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It will come from Mr. Abramovich, and it would have been up to Eugene Tannenbaum and Bruce Buck to have told Jose the unhappy news. But, I'm sure they would have had a pleasant discussion, nothing too heated.
There's some headlines around this morning, dear oh dear. They're really giving it to Jose. Merry Christmas, Jose. What's this one? Jose stuffed, another one.
Not very pleasant, huh?
John Cross's Miller, Jose gets stuffed. Also, we're going to talk to Matt Hughes in a moment. A good piece he's talking about. There was a big bust-up on Wednesday by all accounts. Let's find out exactly what happened there with the Times football correspondent, Matt Hughes. Morning, Matt.
Morning, chaps.
Matt, good morning.
I've not had a chance to read it all, but Fabregas in a bust-up, was this with an under-21 player?
Yeah, I gather on training on Wednesday afternoon, there was a match involving senior players, under-21s, a bit of a mixed session, and I'm told Fabregas made a tackle and one of the youngsters reacted pretty badly, all got a little bit physical, a bit of argy-bargy, and several players had to be separated.
I was going to say, last night, that's why my voice was not great. What a day. It wasn't a Christmas party, it was just Christmas drinks, and Pat Jennings looked fantastic.
Disgraceful.
Ray Clements, John Lacey, Ozzy, Bilko.
I've got to say, it's very nice out that you can get all those guys together and have a chuckle. Yeah, that's nice.
And no one was in a rush. Glenn was there. It was just a real. That's what we miss when we come out of football, don't we?
No question.
You missed the
it.
banter.
Yeah,
the banter last night was brilliant. I took some nice guys as well. They're in the watch industry, and I took them for a few drinks and lunch. And we were right next door table to all the boys. It was great.
Were they okay, the guys?
Oh, they were fantastic.
Good.
I think one or two of them might not be looking at the watches just yet. They could just still be in the land of Nod, but it was just one of them brilliant days.
They might have done some deals they didn't want to do last night.
And the problem is when you're in a busy, we were in there for lunch, early lunch, and left. Well, I think I left about 10. But you don't realise how loud you're talking. So I wake up this morning, I'm like, voice.
Are you doing well?
Not good.
You're doing well.
Right, sick. And then of course we all piled out. All the guys that like a cigarette all piled out in the lane. The news came through. Jose had gone, and it was a talk of right next to Bow Churchyard, between Bank and City. This is the Bow Bells. The chime. That's the original Bow Bells. And everyone was talking about Jose last night. Everyone. And a lot of people were really disappointed.
They would be, Al. I'm sure, you know.
Good morning, 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. Hold on, let me get this out of the way here. Boo!
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Get out, Crossy, get out.
The special one to the sack one. But is Jose Mourinho's exit at Chelsea down to him losing the dressing room? Not according to the club's technical director. I don't know who this guy is, by the way. Michael Emenalo speaking to Chelsea TV. Who is he?
They did it in style, and they did it by showing commitment and by sweating tears and blood for the club when needed. They played to instruction. They adhered to everything that the manager asked them to do.
Former interim boss Gus Hiddink is the favourite to step in until the end of the season.
Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
So that's the big story last night and this morning all over the papers. John Cross joins us. John, morning.
Very good morning, yes.
Good morning, John.
I have to tell you, actually, José Mourinho spoilt my day yesterday. He spoilt the Mirror Christmas Sports Desk lunch. Anyway, interrupted it. Had to break off and return back later.
What a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, he's not the only one who had his lunch ruined, because José Mourinho sacked after the Christmas lunch with the players after eating turkey and pulling crackers. Says the Daily Mail this morning. Jose stuffed is their headline. Jose gets stuffed on the back of the Mirror this morning. Stuffed, quite simple as that. On the back of the Sun as well. I mean, the pages and pages and pages, striking back pages though this morning, because I mean Jose Mourinho does his best job for us throughout his reign really at Chelsea, of filling them most days, most weeks, after most matches. Certainly, Ray, I think the results tell their own story this season, haven't they? I mean, you know, look, amongst the inquest pieces this morning, I think it's very much aimed, as are the back pages, at the players. Because even Michael Emenalo, the technical director, says that really it's the players. And
who is this guy, John? Do you know much about Ray? Has he coached before?
I think he's coaching. He used to play for Notts County, and he's coaching. I believe he was a collegiate coach in America.
How's he land a job like that then?
Well, I think it was. He's a friend of Avram Grant's, I believe, and Avram is very close to Mr. Abramovich, so. I think it works that way.
Yeah, no, he's in the doctor, Eva Canero, which happened in the summer. And
are we going to hear more about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Times there are this morning saying that Canero can celebrate victory after Chelsea offer no defence. That case is obviously due to come to a conclusion in January, and I would fully suspect that that will come to a conclusion by an agreed payoff. I think they generally do.
Now, what about one or two of the players, John? You know, I said earlier, one in particular for me has got a heart the size of a frozen pea. Yeah. Will Lazarus, will young Hazard, will he make it? Will he get off his deathbed and play at the weekend?
I've got to be honest, I've written about this within my piece, and I wonder whether, I'm not sure about the logic of...
He brings another one in, and they start performing again. And I think that they work their socks off as well.
What about Davy Moyes to the end of the season? Give him a chance.
Yeah, well, the other thing was Brendan Rodgers. You know, that sort of springs to mind, doesn't it? Look, I do think they're going to announce today.
I don't think those lads would want an end of the season job, would they? Brendan and David.
No, and I think that would be the thing. Listen, I think a call has gone in because of the relationship between Emenalo and one day Ramos, which I think would have been a quick fix end of the season. The former Spurs manager.
Case that they gave me.
Now murder is the verdict. 5 minutes to 9.